Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi ya, atau semangat pagi ya. Jadi kali ini kita akan belajar atau melihat studi kasus mengenai electric charge ya. Saya ambil dari materi fisik GCSS fisik ya. Kita mulai saja. Oke, kita mulai ya. Nah, ini contoh kasus mengenai kejadian-kejadian yang berkaitan dengan electric charge ya. Nah, lihat ini ada orang berjalan ya. Kita lihat, oke. Hati-hati, dia bisa kena setrum ya. Kita ulangi lagi ya. Nah, kita lihat ya. Hati-hati ya. Jadi peringatan sini, don't shelter under tree ya. Don't shelter under tree ya. Kita lihat ya.
You will often see or feel the effects of electric charge.
Ini you will often see or feel the effect of electric charge. A thunderstorm light up the night with a bolt of lightning. So, pesannya adalah don't shelter under trees in the rainy condition or in the dalam kondisi yang keadaan hujan atau kondisi yang berkabut ya. Hati-hati untuk tidak berlindung di bawah pohon karena bisa jadi ada semacam petir ya, lightning yang bisa menyambar kita melalui pelindung yang ada di sekitar kita atau melalui pohon di sekitar kita ya. Sambung lagi. Kita lihat ini juga.
Sometimes after you walk across a carpet, you get a tingle when you touch a door handle.
Ini ya. Oke. Sometime after you walk out a carpet, you get a tingle when you touch a door handle. Apa itu tingle? Lihat di kamus nanti ya. Jadi kita akan memiliki muatan seandainya kaki kita digosok-gosok ke dalam karpet. Kita lihat sini ya. Oke. Kita pegang maka terjadi discharge ya. Jadi kita memiliki muatan. Oke. Sambung lagi.
Conductors and insulators. We can divide most materials into those that conduct electricity, conductors, and those that do not, insulators.
Nah, ini.
You can now use this simple circuit to test whether the various materials are conductors or insulators. Click on the materials and drag them into position.
Oke, kita ambil bahan apa yang bisa mengalirkan listrik. Kita ambil chopper ya. Nah, maka dia akan nyala ya. Kalau kita ambil ini besi juga akan menyala. Kita ambil aluminium juga menyala. Tapi kalau kita ambil rubber, lampu tidak menyala. Begitu juga gelas tidak akan menyala. Politen juga kita coba tidak menyala. Berarti ini merupakan isolator ya. Oke, sambung lagi.
Charging insulators. You can put electric charge on an insulating rod by rubbing it with a cloth.
Oke.
You can tell that the rod is charged when small pieces of paper are attracted to it. Something to think about. Are the pieces of paper also charged? Why does this only work with insulators?
Oke, sambung. Apa ini maksudnya nih? Charging insulator ya. You can put electric charge on insulating rod by rubbing it by a cloth. You can tell that the rod is charged when small pieces of paper are attracted to it. Nah, ini akan menarik ya. Kata saja akan tertarik. Something to think about. Are the pieces of paper also charged? Why does this only work with insulator? Nah, ini kerjanya hanya pada insulator ya ternyata ya. Oke. Jadi insulator itu memiliki muatan statik ya. Hati-hati juga ya. Oke. Nah, sekarang
Two types of charge.
kita lihat ya.
In this experiment, we see that different materials become charged differently when rubbed.
Oke.
We can also see that opposite charges attract each other and like charges repel each other.
Oke. Di sini ada dua jenis muatan ya, to type of charge. In this experiment, we see that different material become charged differently when rubbed. We also see that opposite charge attract each other and like charge repel each other. Jadi muatan yang opposite dia akan attract, dan yang like yang sejenis dia akan repel, saling tolak. Ini saling attract, menarik each other. Oke. Ini yang opposite, kita lihat. Ini muatannya sejenis, dia akan saling berlawanan ya. Ini yang like, nah dia akan berlawanan, akan saling tolak. Sedangkan yang same, yang opposite dia akan saling tarik menarik ya. Oke, proceed.
Positive and negative charge. The charge that goes on the cellulose acetate is called positive. The charge on the polythene is called negative. What does the experiment show about the positive and negative charges?
Oke, sini ada pertanyaan ya. The charge that goes on cellulose acetate is called positive. The charge on polyethylene is negative. Berarti ini berlawanan ya. What does the experiment show about the positive and negative charge? Nah, kita klik ini. Wrong. Ya. Try again. Like charge, repel each other. Well done. Oke, proceed ya. Oke, continue. Oke, ini.
How do the rods become charged? We know all matter is made of atoms, with a positive nucleus and negative electrons moving around it.
Jadi ini ceritakan bahwa semua materi itu terbuat dari atom dengan positif di intinya, di nukleusnya, dan negatif atau elektron itu berkeliling di dalamnya. Ini semua materi termasuk badan kita, apapun di sekitar kita itu terbuat dari atom atau terdiri dari atom-atom yang dalamnya ada nukleus, ada sini inti yaitu positif dan elektron yang berputar ya. Proceed. Nah ini.
When we rub the cellulose acetate rod, some electrons in the rod are transferred onto the cloth. The rod becomes positive because it has lost electrons. The cloth gains electrons and becomes negative. Something to think about. What happens when we charge the polythene rod?
Kita lihat sini apa yang terjadi di dalamnya ya. Nah, jadi ini kita lihat ya, ini ada perubahan kondisi posisi muatan positif dan negatifnya setelah digosok-gosok sama kita ya. Oke, kita proceed lagi. Nah, ini contoh penggunaan daripada
electrostatics. Paint spraying. The spray gun is given a positive charge. The paint droplets become charged and repel each other. They spread out in a fine cloud. The object is given a negative charge. The paint is attracted to it, even on the back. This gives a very even paint finish and wastes little of the paint.
Sambung. Ini yang berbahaya.
Dangers of electrostatics.
Bahaya dari
aircraft refueling. A tanker is supplying fuel to the aircraft. The flow of fuel through the pipe charges the fuel by friction. When the charge builds up, a spark between the aircraft and the ground can make the fuel explode. The solution is to connect the tanker and the aircraft by a copper wire, so charge cannot build up.
Nah, ini solusinya ya, solusinya kamu terjemahkan nanti ya, apa itu solusinya agar tidak terjadi ledakan di saat pengisian bahan bakar di apa ini, di pesawat terbang kita ya. Jadi ada cara khusus agar tidak terjadi ledakan ya. Sambung. Ini apa ini tes ya. Ini charging
conductors. We can't charge a conducting object by rubbing it. The electrons would easily flow back to neutralize the charge. But if we insulate a metal object, we can put a charge on it by touch, like this. When the sphere touches the rod, electrons move onto the sphere, giving it a negative charge. Notice how the charges spread out around the surface of the sphere, because they repel each other. Putting positive charge on the sphere. Let's try that again with a positively charged cellulose acetate rod. What will move? Positive charges from the rod to the sphere, or electrons from the sphere to the rod? It is always the electrons which move. The positive charge is fixed on the atoms. Charging by induction. Watch what happens when you bring a charged rod near a conductor without touching it. This is induced charge. We can use this effect to put charge on a metal object.
Oke. Ini
In
eksperimen.
this experiment, the positively charged rod attracts electrons towards it. Separating the metal spheres before you move the rod away stops the charges flowing back. The electrophorus. Here is a device you can use to keep on producing charge by induction. You start by charging the insulating base by rubbing it. Put a metal disc on the base. Hold it by its insulating handle. The disc becomes charged by induction. Touch the top of the disc, the negative charges flow away to Earth. This leaves positive charge on the disc.
Ya. Oke.
The gold leaf electroscope. This instrument can be used in many experiments with electrostatic charges. Let's see how we can use it. Using the electroscope, detecting a charge. Bring a charged rod near the cap. Charge is induced on the electroscope. The leaf rises as it is repelled by the metal plate. The leaf rises whether the rod is positively or negatively charged. Charging the electroscope by contact. If a charged rod is drawn across the cap, charge is transferred onto the electroscope. Finding the sign of a charge. Here, some positive or negative charge is put on the electroscope. See what happens when a charged rod is brought near the cap. Finding the sign of a charge. Here, some positive or negative charge is put on the electroscope. See what happens when a charged rod... Finding the sign of a charge. Here, some positive or negative charge is put on the electroscope. See what happens when a charged rod is... Charging the electroscope by induction. A negatively charged rod is brought near the cap. Charge is induced on the electroscope. The cap is touched. Electrons on the leaf flow away to Earth. The finger is lifted off the cap. The charged rod is taken away, leaving positive charge on the electroscope. How would you put negative charge on the electroscope by induction?
Oke, sambung. Ini
The
tentang
Van de Graaff generator. The generator builds up charge on the dome. Friction between the roller and the belt produces charge, which is carried up to the dome.
Oke, ini dome-nya ya. Ini generator Van de Graaff contohnya ya. Jadi the generator build up a charge on the dome. Friction between roller and the bell produce charge which is carried up the dome. Ini sih ada ininya ya, ada roller dan belnya yang dapat menghasilkan ini muatan sehingga terjadi loncatan bunga api yang sangat dahsyat ya. Oke. Ini
Electric fields.
sekarang kita ke medan elektrik ya.
An electric field is a region where a charge experiences a force.
Yeah.
There is a field around a charged sphere.
Yeah.
The field lines radiate out from the center.
Oke.
This is called a radial field.
Oke. Jadi kali ini kita menginjak pada bagian terakhir ya dari medan listrik. Electric field is a region where a charge experiences a force. There is a field around the charge sphere. Nah ini. The field line radiates out from the center. This called radial field. Nah, jadi ini medan listrik. Medan listrik itu daerah di sekitar yang memiliki pengaruh atau gaya listrik ya, yang disebut oleh electric field ini. Jadi di daerah sekitar medan listrik itu ada gaya listrik jika diletakkan sebuah muatan tadi ya. Terakhir, nah ini.
The field between charged plates. In between the plates, away from the edges, the field is uniform. It is the same strength and direction throughout the region between the plates.
Nah, ini aplikasi daripada medan listrik itu ada pada ini, pada kapasitor ya, ini ya. Jadi kapasitor juga ada dua bidang seperti ini, dua bidang logam atau bidang yang berbeda. Satu atas, di tengah itu ada medan listrik. Ini positif negatif, dia akan ke sini arah medan listriknya ya. Oke, saya pikir kuliah kita udah selesai. Nanti kita sambung lagi ke sambung lagi ke latihan soal sedikit aja. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam semangat ya.